And we're live, I do believe. Okay, there we are. Now we're live. Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. We're doing part two today. We're gonna go for another hour. So hopefully there's no more distractions. So as I mentioned earlier we're working on a bit of character designs. So and I'm here talking with me is my co-host Lorenzo Sleestack. I can't talk today. From the Sleestack Variety Show that comes up tomorrow at 7 Texas time, eight Lorenzo time. So
yeah, 8 Eastern.
So yeah,
PM, not AM. I'm not a morning person.
you're not a morning lizard.
8
Okay.
PM Eastern, 7 PM Central,
Okay, got it. No morning lizards.
5 PM Pacific.
So
And-
we're working on this
Yeah.
new character that's gonna be in the comic. Katie Lightfoot, Native American. She lives in a fictional Texas city, and when I can make up the name of the Texas city, I'll give it one because we can't, because there actually is a Texas city.
Yeah. I've heard of Texas City, Texas.
It's like well, at least it wasn't being.
So this is a parallel, like a parallel universe version of Earth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like it's like how a lot of American comic books then where
Pretty much like DC, Marvel.
yeah, where you got where it's not necessarily a different planet, but it's kind of a fantasy version of
everything. Yeah, of everything. Yeah,
fantasy universe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because I never even really maybe explain that. I mean, I know you explained that last show, but I didn't remember that from the past when you were working on this.
Yeah, basically, comics tends to be a parallel Earth, regardless of the fact sometimes, and then but I guess it's like I said earlier, is basically you're taught to go with what you know, and
yeah. So you're not talking about like something from outer space or anything.
Yeah. So I do know much enough about Texas to go that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you can't call me an expert on everything.
Oh, hey, Kias. Sorry to interrupt.
Hey, yes.
You're not gonna like know every inch of your state. Like I don't like Texas is bigger than Michigan. I don't even know. I don't even know every inch of Michigan.
Well, Texas
we got an upper peninsula that's quite different from the lower peninsula. I know.
Well, Texas is the third largest state.
Yeah,
in the United States.
And so you got even more stuff to work.
Yeah, because I think
more territory to cover.
Which is weird because I think we can fit like all of China in here or all of some other place.
Huh. Well.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like we can fit a couple of countries. Actually, I think we can fit Japan too.
China is enormous though. So, but Japan, I think with Japan, there's the islands and then there's all that water surrounding them. So,
yeah, it's basically Japan is a nation of islands or island nation.
Yeah, it's.
I was like, and I think at one point
it might be kind of like if Hawaii was its own country, or kind of, but I don't know land wise, how two would compare.
Because I think that they used to have some mainland area, but they kind of lost it at some point.
Huh. With Hawaii?
Not Hawaii. I think with China, because China was like kind of our next door neighbor.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a sensitive topic. Yeah, Japan had like a vast empire for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna do that alone now.
Be better off not discussing it.
Yeah, we're better off not discussing that.
It's a sore spot with
a lot of people.
Other,
yeah, so we'll do that alone.
But it's interesting though. like so Texas is. I lived in Texas, but for only part of a year, and the same thing with Louisiana. And then I moved back here to Traverse City, Michigan, which I've told people before multiple times. My buddy Stu's even visited me here, so it's no secret. But
yeah, well,
things are totally different around here, like than they are in the Upper Peninsula. In the northern lower Michigan is, then we got the Upper Peninsula, which we just call the UP, and the people there are called the Upers. I mean, that's kind of how it's pronounced up there. Is the Upers. I think. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And there's even a band of that name, a comedy band. Yeah, they're pretty fun. And but then how it is here in Traverse City, it's quite different than say Detroit or Flint, or it's just there's then we got Ann Arbor, which is where the University of Michigan, U of M, or people just call the team Michigan. I know sports fans. Right. It's funny because a lot of people know about Michigan versus Michigan State and the rivalry. I got friends who went to both schools. But like their teams were both. They both were. I don't follow sports much recently, but I know when I was like in high school, both of them had excellent like football teams. I think basketball teams as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like I don't follow sports too much like I used to. So it was like I was following baseball for a while, and then kind of dropped off. So I'm not gonna remember like every team.
Yeah. But my point is like, I guess my general overall point was that like even in a smaller state, so a state smaller than Texas, which most states are, it's really impossible to know you're like every inch of the state. You'd have to really travel. You'd have to be constantly traveling, I would imagine, in order to
probably
or just like spend a few months in like each region, and still there's going to be like a lot of nuances, like even outside of Traverse City, there's all these little towns, and they have their own local charm and character.
That makes every state area, every state different in some respect.
I remember somebody who said they were going to move to the TC Kingsley area. This is maybe 2 decades ago, and it's like Kingsley is like has its own restaurants and has its own downtown. So in my mind, it's like very distinct from Traverse City. Right. But someone moving here, maybe they're used to commuting to work. They might not realize.
Yeah,
we don't really think of it as like necessarily like a suburb or whatever. And even a suburb has its own characteristics, that's not the same as the big city.
Right.
Because I noticed that down in the Detroit areas, the suburbs, they all have their own like distinct feeling.
It could be that way here. Here, like it just depends on where you go.
Well, I know they use the term Dallas-Fort Worth area, but like that covers such a large. I don't know. Have we traveled to that area?
Fort Worth. I think so.
Like I lived in Arlington, in Arlington, but I was quite young at the time. I was in elementary school. I think Arlington's quite different than living right like in Dallas.
Yeah, Arlington is middle of the boonies type feel.
Yeah, I've got, and then
there's nothing wrong with that.
Who lives in? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's kind of has that feeling. It's like you're a person who comes from the city. You're gonna have issues being here.
Well, I just know that I just remember there being a lot of, like, say, strip malls. And then there's Grand Prairie, which I think is in the same basic area, and that has like a racetrack, is what I've heard. So, like I think maybe for the horses, or I don't know if it's horses or greyhounds or what. I don't think it's cars.
Yeah.
But so that's going to be different as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then, like, you go outside of, I can't remember. It's outside of. It's not. I don't think it's in the Dallas city limits or Fort Worth, but there's that I remember going along the highway, and there was the place where the exterior of the show Dallas was filmed.
Mm-hmm.
There's this big house that that was featured on there, like this mansion or big ranch or something.
I don't know. There's just so many things because I know like they filmed RoboCop 2 in Houston and in the Dallas area.
That's interesting. That one would think would be actually filmed in Detroit, but I think it's really expensive to film around here. Like sometimes they film things up in Canada. Like I think I don't know if it would have been, maybe it would have been the movie Gung Ho.
Mm.
That would have been filmed up, like, say, in Windsor. I'm sorry, any Canadian friends, if I got that wrong. Because, I think it's just so expensive to film in Detroit.
Yeah.
It might have to do with yeah, there's
I know you're trying to
I just know that, like
I'm trying to think if I should give her a watch or something.
Huh?
I'm trying to think if I should give her a watch or a phone or something. Well, she'll probably have more stuff on her.
Yeah, we've been on 10 minutes, about a little over 10 minutes. Yeah, you've been on a
10-minute rant about Michigan, dude. I'm like, let me see if I can bring Lorenzo back to Earth.
What was it called? Muse Detective
Agency.
Comic, yeah. And what did you say the name of this character is?
Katie Lightfoot.
Katie Lightfoot. Okay. And the main protagonist is Sherry, is it?
Sherry Holloway.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a real fun name. I'm not sure if anybody's going to catch it for a bit. Yeah, because once the story gets rolling, people will probably get a better understanding of some of the names, not all the names that I'm running through here. So it's like, hey, Giz, if you want a link to chat with us, just let me know and I'll give you one. Or because I think he said he wasn't going to be around until 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's always he's got a breadth of knowledge himself about about all sorts of things. Oh, hey, Diamond.
Hey, Diamond. Oh, it's Champ. Champ.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the
Onward. That's interesting. Well, there was also this Gordon Lightfoot, and I think he was saying that song about the Edmund Fitzgerald, which for the longest time it had disappeared in Lake Superior, and for the longest time nobody could find the wreckage. Found it a few years ago, but it was one of those things that when I was a little kid, it was always a big mystery.
Yeah, I am trying to. See, I'm gonna be a little bit of a cheat. I'm gonna take my background here.
It's not a good time for guests to join the stream.
Okay.
Well, thanks anyway. That's cool that he's in the chat.
Yeah. All right. So.
And the same thing with Champ.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put in some base colors. Base color. Oh. Yeah, because I don't think I really need to sit here. And get detailed with this too much. So I'm just gonna drop like some base color. No worries, dude. Yeah, so we're doing yeah, like I said, we're doing with Kitty Lightfoot, and then we're doing I'm debating on keeping the leg warmers.
Huh.
Excuse me.
Are they useful, like say in the winter?
Yeah, but I think the story takes place more like spring, summer ish. Well, the thing is I mean, if you're used to it, you can sit there and have. This is gonna be fun trying to find a color that works.
Well, I know there's like plenty of people who wear hats all year round, even if it's kind of a.
I wear a hat. I wear a ball cap almost all year long. I've seen some people who it's like 100-degree weather and they're wearing winter clothes. I'm like,
I think there's people who wear like, say, like a knit cap or something like that. That's maybe.
Yeah.
Would that be a knit cap? Whatever the warmer stuff is that people the like a winter hat.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm not gonna go around the internet looking for correct color tone. So I'm just gonna do this for right now until I get an idea. Until I can have time to look it up. So this is just something quick and have something to show off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, as I said, there's no. I'm not gonna jump all over the internet. Especially, I can't do that here on the internet.
Well, this is the concept corner, right?
Yeah. So I'm doing. So this is a lot of concepts. So usually some of this I'll come back to. Color tones are another thing. I'm more or less I'll come back to because I have to make sure that I'm doing something that feels for the character. And I just realized I missed a part of her ear. Yeah, because you're not gonna see like weird hair colors on some characters. The muses are gonna have odd hair colors mainly because it's another way for me to show that they're not from Earth and stuff like that. So that's why Helene has blue hair. So her hair is legitimately blue. Some will have a different color to their hair, not necessarily the skin, but their hair. So you're not gonna see a blue or a green Muse. My bad. I can just give her a green here. So there's a consolation prize. And yeah, so this is
green characters.
I can make one, but it's not gonna be a Muse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like I said, I mean that's what I have an alien story for, an actual alien story, champ.
No, that's cool. So, but it's interesting that that takes place on Earth. That's so. It's more of like a fantasy than sci-fi, but it could have some science fiction elements.
Yeah, Well, I mean,
like
it
aliens and
does
stuff.
right. I just realized I put this on the wrong layer. Don't do this.
But it's going to have things that aren't necessarily scientifically explainable, or would it have an explanation?
Probably not all of it. That not,
Okay.
I don't think I can. There's not going to be enough time in the. Well, I'll have time, but it's not going to be something I'm going to focus on as the first thing I
So
do.
I like to go to Star Trek as far as because it's one of the franchises I know the most about. Even though, gosh, there's a bunch of shows now that I haven't seen, the newer ones.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they go into such great detail to explain it,
Mm-hmm.
and I explain the science, and I always found that interesting. But then if you go and you and if you explain it a lot, though, sometimes there would be contradictions that would pop up, and then they try
Yeah.
to resolve the contradictions. And
Yeah. I
they
think that's
call
another thing.
sometimes it would be better to like kind of sometimes, and even though I'm more into Star Trek than to Star Wars, I do think that the original trilogy with Star Wars it seemed like they kind of did a better job as far as just kind of leaving things kind of a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah.
The prequels went into some more detail about, say, how the Force worked and stuff. But I think it was kind of like Star Wars. It seemed like it had leaned in more of a little bit of a fantasy direction, space fantasy direction, where Star Trek tried to explain things scientifically, but got kind of
I got sidetracked in its own.
yeah. I'm not sure if the kind of the Kelvin universe movies. I think they were a little more action oriented, and there are people who I know who weren't really into the old Star Trek who liked that element of the newer stuff. Was that you didn't have to didn't have to explain each and everything, because I think they can take a considerable amount of dialogue, or
It would to describe everything that ever happens in Star Trek. It's like
or like if you're trying to describe everything in your universe, that could really get in the way of the storytelling.
Yeah, because I think that's what hurt Star Wars is that George Lucas decided to explain the Force and or how Force users can use the Force instead of just leaving it some kind of mysterious force to be.
Yeah, some people really do like the explanation, and that's good for them. But for me, I would rather have kind of remain a mystery, because
Yeah,
I end up getting kind of confused with the prequels. A lot of people like the prequels, and that's great, because then they've got more stuff to enjoy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
just
know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
For
like I
me,
said,
I really like some of the video games that I've seen, like I'd like to start playing Knights of the Old Republic,
yeah,
because that looks like a lot of fun.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like I said, and it doesn't feel the need to explain every little thing that happens or goes on. It's like you just have fun. It's like that's the whole,
Yeah,
which is the
I
whole
think
point here is to have freaking fun. You don't have to sit here and analyze why is this character not dating X character, or why
yeah.
is this character not this type of character, or why is this character just have fun with the character.
I
If you like the
personally think
character,
that
you like
the
the
most
character.
important thing is,
Mm-hmm.
is that you've got these different races, and I mean, like the muses and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that the reader knows a little bit about, at least a little bit about these different, what makes a muse different from a human, that sort of thing, versus some scientific explanation. Well, that's nice, but I don't think it's essential,
Yeah,
and I think
I've
could
never
bog your
understood
story down too much,
I've never
if you got
understood
too
the
carried
need to
away
do
with it.
that. It's like why do you over explaining your story? You don't need to do that, man. It's like that's the thing here. Is like you're gonna get some explanation, but
Yeah.
you're not gonna see me go aliens.
Oh, Jeff Potts was saying, weren't you guys just on?
Yeah, we were on just earlier, dude. I just said that, like I said, I was gonna come back and finish the hour, mainly because I didn't get the chance to. Well, maybe a little bit longer than the hour, mainly because what's gonna happen is that I need to go outside and put the tire back on my car. But so we were gonna finish the stream today. So at the very least, finish out the character, and that way you guys have a chance to look at anything, and you guys can ask me questions about my story. What's going on. Will it shape? Will it ever be online soon enough? Just yeah, I'll try to. So.
Oh, by the way, please like and share. I'm not sure how many people are getting the notification. I know that I've heard that from people before watching the Lorenzo Stack channel. They'll say that they don't. Some people will say they get the notification. Others will say they didn't. Some will get it like the next day. So
yeah. So that's another thing, guys. If you notice that you're not getting the notification from me or when I have you, you hit the like, subscribe button, and you hit the notification bell. And for whatever reason, the notification bell doesn't decide to not notify you, just let me know, and I'll try to remember to manually notify you guys.
Yeah, one thing I'll do is if I notice that I didn't get if I notice or even suspect I didn't get a notification, I will often go through and unsubscribe and resubscribe and turn the bell on. Do that a second time, even though I had it on the first time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it seems to fix the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also good to notify Daniel.
Yeah. Tech, notify me.
Because it's a huge issue that I think most everybody runs across with one channel or another where they don't get the notifications. In my case, multiple channels. And it might be I get it, but it might be like even 10 minutes late, which is better than after the show's over. But
yeah,
it's still a bad situation.
Yeah.
And I don't have any clue why that happens.
So trying to figure out why it was like when I use this fill to that when it meets the lines, it kind of on me, and like, so it's kind of frustrating when I fill in stuff because I have to go back and manually fill in some lines again. It's like
oh, you're talking about with your Clip, was it Clip Studio Paint?
Yeah,
or Manga Studio.
Clip Studio Paint. Manga Studio was what it was used to be called.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why they got out of being called that, but I guess it's to sound more commercial to
who knows.
American
I mean,
artists.
it could even be a case where some other company could have had a name that was similar, or who knows.
Who knows?
Somebody, you'd have to like ask somebody from the company or read some sort of. Maybe they explained it sometime.
Yeah.
In some interview or something, but I don't know. It's kind of it's unfortunate because
it's complicated.
Yeah, I think Manga Studio is a lot easier to remember. I'm old enough to remember clip art where you'd have like these kind of generic this generic artwork that you could. I think I don't know if it was, sometimes it might have been shareware or you might have had to buy it. And then if you were like making, somebody who is like a non-visual artist like me could go and get like this little thing, like I could make up like a little poster or whatever. And there was this pre-made art that maybe you could make it for like maybe a birthday party. There maybe be a birthday cake or something. And so that's what I keep thinking of. I keep thinking of the word clip art. And it's like, no, that's not what it's called. It's not called Clip Art Studio or
it's Clip Paint Studio. Yeah, I'm not sure why they do that. Like I don't know why I have no idea why they changed it to that. Like,
yeah. Even if they had to change it for Manga Studio, the name that they changed it to is one that I can't remember.
I mean, of all the names they could have picked, is like.
Yeah. But it does seem to be like a really, really good program. I
Yeah,
know that a lot of artists will use that, or they'll use Procreate, which is another funny sounding.
yeah.
Or and then
Unfortunately, I
was
can't.
it Adobe Photoshop? Is that the?
Yeah, I can't. I can't. Yeah, Adobe Photoshop. Yeah, I can't use Procreate because I don't have a Mac, and for whatever reason, they don't
Yeah,
want to put it on PC. So I'm assuming they have a deal with Apple, and that's why it's only on
yeah,
Apple.
yeah. I always wondered if that was like an Apple product.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that they have an exclusive deal with Apple, and that's why it's only on Apple.
I'm going to look that up. But the thing is, it's so. I know that Apple makes Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, and that's only on
Oh, Savage Interactive. That's interesting. So it's not Apple.
no,
But yeah, they might
it
have a
shouldn't be.
deal. Who knows? They might even have a deal going with Apple, like what you said.
Yeah, it's like
I,
they probably have a deal with Apple, and I think that's the thing.
yeah, I think Apple might directly make the Final Cut video editors.
Yeah. So right now I'm just using a lot of the common colors that I got here. So it's like, but she's wearing a lot of green. And it's like,
Well, that works. Yeah, I like the. She's got some muscle tone. I've noticed.
well, I imagine nowadays a lot of detectives and police officers have to work out.
Yeah, it's better to be in good shape than if you're.
Yeah.
I mean, if you in the. I mean,
It also breaks
if you're out in the field doing some work, it might not be as necessary if you're like got like a desk job or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm gonna. So like I said, that's me going on the assumption like yeah, they're probably mandatory her to at least. Well, it's probably it should be mandatory. It is mandatory.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or it isn't for like say for my local police department. Well, we got the police, we got the sheriffs, and then we got the state. We got the local, the sheriffs, and the state police,
Yeah,
and
pretty
so
much.
that's three different governmental agencies.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So, and that goes right behind her. So, the only thing I can't bring over is. Well, let me see if I can do it. Can I do it? Is
So, are the Texas Rangers the Texas State Police? Or is there a separate organization called the Texas State Police?
uh, nah, because I know we have the Texas, we have the U.S. Marshals, we have the Texas Rangers.
Texas State Police was created following the Civil War by order of Texas Governor Edmund J. Davis. Oh, let's see. So this is according to Wikipedia. The TSP worked primarily against racial-based crimes in Texas and included black police officers. It was replaced by a renewed Texas Rangers force in 1873. Interesting.
Something new every day.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Wow.
And I may have missed. I'm gonna have to open the original page because I can't.
And there's even like a badge. I've never even seen this badge before. But what's this?
I'm trying to find the text. This is gonna be fun because I'm trying to remember the original text for this.
Yeah, well, the thing gets a little. The Wikipedia entry gets a little more controversial. I won't go into it, but that was interesting though.
Don't.
And then as far as Final Cut Pro, apparently Macromedia Incorporated started it, but Macromedia Inc. and then later Apple Inc. but that's they're the developers now. So that explains why Final Cut Pro is only available on Mac. But it's interesting that Procreate is as well, because that isn't Apple.
No, for the love of. Well, I'm gonna have to mess with that later then. Because I can't find the freaking. So that's another character for later. But for whatever reason, I can't find the original text.
What's this character?
Myra Royalty, right?
Huh.
And her pet rabbit Boo.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's not a character that but won't show up until much later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't recognize that character.
Yeah,
You probably showed me the character a long time ago, but
yeah, because I'm actually trying to find freaking Helene's original post character art thing, so I can see what the freaking text style is, so I can just go ahead and do the text. But I can't find it, so I'm just gonna leave it alone, and then I'll update that later. Because we can we can move on to another character.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't need to keep messing with that for like 20 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna work on another muse, like I said I was gonna do earlier. So this one's going to be the Muse of Courage. Right now we're still working on names, so we're trying to go through names for the character. But like Helene, she gives a representation to one of the many I guess one of the many metaphysical concepts of things of love, hate, relationships, and in her case it's courage. And then so one of the things I was concepting on, I guess you might put it that way, developing on her was that so the idea is that most muses will have like a radius, maybe about I want to say 6 to 7 foot radius, kind of big, but it's like the size of a room ish. And so in that radius, it affects mortals. Some will be more courageous, some will be more cowardly, some will be more truthful, some will be more deceitful, some will be more this, some will be more that. And then so in the case of this muse, she's essentially the aspect of courage. If you're in the room with her, you're gonna feel mighty courageous about things. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna go and attack somebody, but the courage to say something, the courage to love something, the courage to to fight for something, and so on and so forth. So, and so kind of like the person she's gonna be modeled after. She's gonna be kind of big, muscle bound, buff girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one is gonna be, like I said, she's actually tall. She's actually a giant among the tall people. And that's my idea here is that because most muses are going to stand at least 6'2", so they're going to be pretty tall. Like, oh hey, 6'4", 6'3", so she's probably closer to 7 foot. Yeah. So that's gonna be an interesting thing.
So they would quite literally stand out.
Yeah, quite literally.
I mean, they would be, or definitely would be standing tall.
In her case, she would really be standing out. It's like, oh hey, by the way.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So like I said, it's try to be original with the characters across the board. So not every character is a kind of cookie cutterish, or at least I try not to. Uh, and I just forgot. Uh-huh. And then yeah,
So
so
it's
we'll
like
put.
she's gonna be like Chewbacca or something, as far as height. Sounds like.
Yeah, no, she's gonna be a tall one. It's like, oh hey, the one thing is the one, and then the thing is that they all basically every muse is barefooted. They don't wear the only time you ever see shoes on them is when they're in disguise. They don't wear actual shoes. So they're barefooted everywhere they go. So like you're trying to size them up. Oh, maybe she's standing on heels, and you see her, and you're gonna see her feet flat on the floor. You're like, she's taller than me. It's like brilliant. She's like she's not even wearing shoes.
Yeah. Well, that should be interesting.
Yeah. So it's kind of something. So sometimes it's gonna be like an instant. She's gonna roll a natural 20 in intimidation, just just on height.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then another thing with muses is that they wear an earring of sorts that transforms, and um, it will take the preferred weapon shape they want to use.
Their earrings? Well,
Yeah, it's an earring about it's like
huh?
this. Kind of looks like this.
Yeah.
I may change it some. It's kind of like that, so it fits on the lobe.
Yeah, that's an interesting. It's an
It
interesting
can
choice.
it can
An
use a
interesting
skirt.
concept.
Use a carriage until I can find a good name for her. And so yeah. So like I said, the thing is that like I was saying earlier, is that muses are only on Earth for two reasons: either they're on a mission, or they found they're human. I guess I'm gonna put it that way. Or they're mortal. I guess you may put it that way. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, right, because right now most of these characters are either they're a reincarnation of a fictional character. They are an actual physical. It's a lot of pulp characters that are in public domain, so people can also hey, I want to know about Genghis Khan or something like that. You
Oh, I
know,
see.
or something that I can use that I can't get in trouble because obviously I can't use Batman and Superman when I have you.
Yeah, it's hard figuring out what is and what isn't in public domain. Like,
Yeah.
uh, so and at least with like movies, it gets kind of confusing. But maybe that's YouTube because George Peter Gatsis will show movies,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be in public domain supposedly, but then YouTube will strike it down. I don't know if it's because who knows? He could be using the public domain version. Maybe somebody else has their own version that they restored or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. But as far as
Yeah, because
literary is concerned,
if somebody has their own version they issue on DVD, they might have a copyright on that version. So
yeah,
I
because
don't know. You might want to be careful even with public domain stuff.
yeah, because like I know like Sherlock Holmes, Moriarty, of course.
Yeah, I would.
Even
I would imagine
even
that the the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle version is probably in public domain, not a
mhm.
copyright lawyer or anything. But I would imagine like the version on Star Trek, that definitely would be their own,
Yeah,
creation.
like certain versions of certain characters.
Like Cinderella, wouldn't want to use Disney's version of Cinderella, but there might hypothetically be an old, version of that story
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure that's a very like a centuries old,
Yeah.
like several centuries old story.
Now, most people know.
Originally.
Yeah, most people would know some of these characters. It's like let's see. I mean, because most characters that fit into the public domain are even deities like Zeus and what have you. Even demigods like Hercules and Achilles and what have you are public domain characters. And then,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
would
know.
say, yeah. I would say, oh, I remember there was a.
That's why Marvel tried and failed to copyright Loki because they can't
Well, I think
copyright.
there was a comic book I think it was called Asgard that um I think it was from like an Indiegogo book. Maybe it was called something else, but it was dealing with Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
They might have spelled Thor slightly differently, just to avoid any sort of confusion with Marvel character.
The thing is that the way that it works is that some people from this universe will come back, reincarnation and stuff like that. But this thing,
oh, okay.
So it's going to be a lot of fictional characters. So you're talking like Alan Quartermain, a lot of the fictional characters. I'm not certain about thinking like characters like because I was going to try and avoid the gods as much as possible.
Yeah. I was just using that as an example, like because I think even though they'll even though Marvel doesn't like own like the Norse mythology,
Yeah, they can.
I think that one of the comic book creators was careful to maybe spell some of the names differently, just in case, or there's alternate spellings too. I think depending on which language you're using,
Well, there's not too many ways to spell Thor. At least I don't think so. I mean, that's something I can ask.
Well, the Thursday meets Thursday, so you've got like the different Germanic languages have different different spell things different way. Like Thor is going to be spelled different in German than in Old Norse. I would think, maybe not. I could be okay. I could be wrong, but some of the characters would be named like there's Woden. Or Woden, Wednesday means Woden's Day, but there's also Odin. So you got like these, variants.
Because I know the Greek gods are the names are changed up in Roman, because Greek and Roman.
Yeah, the Romans, and also there were the Etruscans. So a lot of the Etruscans had borrowed certain. I don't know. It might be pretty complicated, but the Etruscans, I think, lived in what's known as Tuscany, Italy.
I don't know.
But what happened is they had their own language. Now it's my understanding that the Romans borrowed from the Etruscans, who borrowed from the Greeks. It could be more complicated than that because different, it could be that the Etruscans and the Romans could have somehow influenced the Greeks, too. But I think the Greeks had I think they had like this culture that influenced a lot of other cultures, but I don't know how much happened in reverse. So the Etruscans were the ones who actually built a lot of the. I think they built like some of the Roman aqueducts. I mean, what we call Roman aqueducts were actually built by the Etruscans, not the
Ah,
Romans.
no, someone's
Not
like,
that
"Oh,
I
you're
didn't
not
speak any
streaming?" Yes, I
Romans.
am.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because it's just in the Minotaur. Do you remember that
Yeah, the
creature?
Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
I think from the Etruscan belief system
yeah.
originally.
Yeah. Someone's like, "Oh, hey, you're not streaming?" Yes, I am. Here I am. Here's the link. Here's your sign.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah. So she's gonna be kind of huge compared
but
to. Yeah. There. That's. I think that was one of my things. Like, they were already gonna because Helene is pretty tall by herself. So I imagine every muse is gonna be kind of different. Some are gonna be short, some are gonna be tall, some are gonna be. The idea is that they still are they're still even deviants the look uh, are gonna be I guess beauty. They're gonna portray a certain physical beauty. In the case of the muse of courage, she's gonna emphasize muscle. So she's gonna look pretty muscular. I just gotta,
okay,
and like I said,
that would make sense.
every muse is gonna have a different type of outfit. Like the improved version, the improved suit for Helene. This is what Helene looks like. So when she stands tall, right next to
Yeah.
Sherry's like 5'5", 5'6", and so you put a 6'2" Helene right next to her, she's gonna look like you know, you know. And then Pan here is probably. Well, actually, I really think about it. They're all probably gonna be at least 6 foot. So Pan is still gonna be taller. Still gonna be tall too. And so this is Pan. I need to rework her design a bit, especially that foot. The foot, and then so when I get to I guess so I gotta figure out a design for this character. My thing is like I said, most muses, like I said, are here for uh, either a mission for God or a mission for the one above, or they're here for their human. So so I'm gonna so mm, so I'm thinking she's gonna have like wild hair. It's like she doesn't comb it, then it's just wild. It's wild hair. Oh, well, something to think of.
Yeah, so trying to figure out how to get the word out more about the show.
I gotta put more work into it. Like I said, I'm gonna see after the show. When I finish putting the tire back on my freaking car, I'm gonna see about showing up elsewhere.
Yeah, that works too. I mean, that's how we got like it wasn't like there were 184 people like simultaneously watching the adventures of Sleestack Holmes. You know,
Yeah, everybody
most of them
came.
showed up after the show was done, and some of them only maybe watched for 10 minutes, or somebody might even watch for a few seconds and press like. I don't know how long somebody has to watch for it to count, because I know YouTube does subtract from views. That apparently they don't get. Apparently, there's some sort of estimate, and then YouTube subtracts from it sometimes.
Yeah,
Which is unnerving. But I don't know. I don't know if that's like if somebody gets hidden from the channel, like a bot or something, or how that works. But
Yeah.
I've noticed it happen many times. I might lose like 10 views on a video.
Yeah, no.
But
Sometimes my videos are up and down. Sometimes they won't move for days, and then all of a sudden I'll have like a bunch of people all at once. And it's like,
you know, we would have even only gotten like 60 or 80 people, and then like 100 more after the show was done on the last Thursday's Sleestackians.
yeah.
You know, Thursdays 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Texas time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it very well could be like we got the vast majority of the views afterwards, is what I'm thinking, because that's often the case.
Yeah. So there's like 3 of the muses that I have. It's like I have so far. Yeah. It's something to look into. It's like right now I'm just kind of figure out stuff because so I guess more.
So I try to, like, some people get upset if there's more people on the panel than in the chat, but it's like it doesn't make much sense if most of the viewers are after the show has aired.
Yeah.
And there's just so many. It's not like in the olden days where there weren't that many channels streaming at the same time. You know.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Nowadays,
like,
it seems to be
there's
quite
all
a bit
sorts of different comic scenes on YouTube, and even within one scene, there could be multiple people streaming.
Yeah,
and that could just be within one of the smaller, comic book scenes.
Yeah.
I know with the Sleestackians, it's not just the comic book viewers, but there's also gamers who watch, and so.
Mm-hmm.
So I always figure, small percentage of the viewers will watch live, and I appreciate that. It's always cool when there's audience interaction in the chat.
Yeah, it's like I'm just pretty sure some people are just not gonna be like, why are they scanning class closing? Because I can't. Like,
yeah.
It's like,
Oh, hey, so unit Summer. There we go.
Hey, Summer.
It took me a second to remember.
So that's what I got so far. Right now, I'm trying to think on the uniform part. So it's gonna be up and down.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that Summer joined us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember her from your other show.
And I can't spell Summer today.
Your Picardo show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing is that she's looking for me on Discord and Picardo because that's where I'm at most of the time.
Yeah, that could cause some confusion too. It's like,
But the thing is like, as I was saying, I'm looking at these outfits and I'm trying to think of something that works.
I wonder how many people realize that you're on YouTube now, and how many people are like,
where is he?
Looking, like, trying to find you on Picardo and not finding you. Yeah, I'm still working on getting the word out about the Sleestackian show, and I think I've.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be an uphill battle trying to get everything out to everybody, and I was like, because right now I do need to make a. I guess I got because I looked on the Patreon, but it doesn't look like I can make a second channel on my own on my account, so I have to. So I guess I have to make my own on Subscribe Star because it's the only other one I can think of where I can do something similar. I do have a. I have no idea if I can reconcile that idea that into this.
Are you talking about Summers?
Yeah, because this is supposed to be a take on Summer on well, because some people, I guess I'll introduce some people into the story as a character in the story. So I guess in this case for Summer, a muse. so let me see here. So maybe something like this. Nah. Shoot. All the furs and stuff. I love the way she put it.
Oh, so that Texas. Are there people in Texas who wear lots of fur?
No.
Because I remember it being like.
Unless you're like farther up in the panhandle. Well, I don't think weather is going to actually affect her the same way. So she doesn't technically have to wear fur. It's more if she wants to wear fur.
Would she overheat if she wore fur, or not necessarily?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, that's interesting. Because
the thing is that muses don't have to worry about things about like getting cold, getting hot.
Oh, well, that might help with that situation because, what I remember from living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, living in Arlington, was that it seemed like it could go outside for a short period of time, but it was always nice to go back into the where it was indoors, where it was air conditioned.
Well, technically, muses don't have to wear clothing, but or they're not gonna have issues with showing off everything, but the whole point of being on Earth is not to be noticed too much. Or with the exception of some characters like Helene, who, since she's the embodiment of truth, she really can't hide herself because that kind of goes against what she's literally for.
So wait, is this going to be a safe for work comic?
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
But no, I'm just stating that they're basically kind of like Superman or Thor, I guess you remember from Marvel. Sorry. Summer.
So what's the goddess of? Do you see the goddess of truth?
Yeah, that would be.
So,
well, the Muse of truth. That would be,
but not a lot, or what? How's that going to work for a safe for work book?
Oh no, it's going to be safe for work book. I'm just designing characters right now.
So she's going to wear something, but she can't.
No. The what I'm saying is that like most superheroes or certain like many other superhero universes, the muses are immune to what ails humans, so they don't have to worry
I'm just wondering with the Muse of Truth, what she's going to wear.
So what I meant by disguise is that she can't go into an absurd disguise, so she can't.
Oh, you said disguise. I thought you meant that she can wear anything.
No, disguise, sir.
So she just can't be. She can't be like with like Superman, where he's dressed one way and then he dresses another way.
It can't be too extreme. That's why her mortal costume, her mortal appearance looks so much like her regular look.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah, I know.
I
may have to kind of rectify it because the whole point the character if you remember from the other story, Summer, technically the gods are dead, and since this is in my high tier comics area, I don't have to worry about that. So this is what she's looking for, which I need to fix. So technically, she has 2 characters. Now that I think about it, she's special. and Champ is gonna kill me at some point. Like, why don't I have a character in there? Because you didn't ask. So I think that's the thing here is that the muses are a different breed. They are literally the points of the universe, the nodes of the universe. I gotta think of something that works here. True. Well, then it's inspired by you, so we'll put it that way. And that way, I can keep the character without offending anybody. I think. I want to say that, but because like the colors of muses are actually kind of like this sky blue color, so I'm pretty sure that immediately offends like 50,000 people at one go, and it leaves me scratching my head like, how the hell did I do that? So I'm thinking I can go with my original idea. I think it was kind of have this open hole kind of bathing suit type look. Somehow it stays on, but like, how's this thing staying on?
So muses don't have tattoos, or what's the deal with?
Yeah, they're not gonna have tattoos.
I see, because they're
because essentially the thing is that their skin is gonna be pretty damn hard for that.
Oh, okay. That's
interesting. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna put that inside. We're gonna do this. Yeah. So essentially, that's not. There's gonna be no tattoos. It's like I can't put tattoos because like Helene can't have tattoos and neither can anybody. So like I said, it's like what affects mortals won't actually affect them. So they can't catch diseases. They can't they can't give diseases. They can't There's like I said, they're on they're essentially on not on the cosmic. They're on the universal level. When it comes to pedigree, I guess you want to put it that way. And that doesn't mean they can't dress in style. So it's not so much a character that look. So it's a character inspired by Summer, and for acts of bravery and what have you. And but yeah, so muses. I guess if we want to go by comics, and I'm gonna and Summer's probably gonna nail me one here. I guess they would be on the level of Marvel's Thor as far as strength and what have you go. So general toughness. Don't kill me, Summer. This is the first iteration of the hammer, so of this Warhammer, so it's going to be something to work on. I had thought about a Helibert, but I don't know if that works with Open Thunder. The biggest thing is, like I said, is that I got to figure out the reason she's on Earth. Because, like I said, there's only 2 reasons a Muse would ever be on Earth is either they're on a mission or they found, like to say, they found their human. Uh, and because I was looking around fictional characters. And so I was thinking um, Gilgamesh. That's essentially, I guess history's first type of superhero or literature hero. I guess that's something that
Yeah, him and what was his friend's name? Kaido, or don't
yeah.
know if I pronounced that right.
Because the only other character to take from would probably be something like Hercules. Because the thing is that like I said, the gods in this universe aren't really there anymore, and so you can't really take after characters like Thor and what have you. Not to mention, I don't want to do that because we already have people who have issues with Marvel doing that shit, and so I probably won't be introducing the gods at any point. Yeah, it'll more than likely it'll be people who find something like the other character I just showed, that another uh, summer look like, I guess. Um, she would be wielding the hammer of Thor, but it's not actually a Thor.
Oh, I like the message she sent you.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna answer that here. But she's gonna have fabulous hair. Wow, free, courageous. We'll probably we have like a few more minutes here. Uh, we'll stop at 7:30. And then I can't really say how long because I only have so many hours I can use on this program.
Yeah, I've got to prepare for my show tomorrow.
Yep.
But then Chris also has his show on, so I don't know.
Oh, I gotta go
Or not.
gotta go put the tire back in my car.
Yeah, that's actual physical labor. I'm just, and I'm just dreading, just like, well, I still trying to come up with like a topic for tomorrow's show. Someone had mentioned something about, whether or not they like kill off their protagonist or whatever, or kill off a main character in their shows.
Oh,
I'm not sure how I mean in their books, but I'm not sure how I'd approach a topic on here.
I know they killed. I know at some point, Sir Conan killed off. Was it Sir Conan? Killed off both Sherlock and Moriarty in the same go. Yeah.
So how the heck would that just end the story, or do they?
Well, I guess at some point. Well, I don't think technically Conan meant to actually end Sherlock Holmes. I think what it was is that he needed a break, and so
Conan Doyle, that's what it is.
yeah, and he left it on a cliffhanger that made it that Sherlock and Moriarty died at falling off like off a cliff near a river.
Huh.
Gee,
So that would
thanks.
be like a literal cliffhanger. Pretty close.
Yeah, she's messing with me today. That's all right. It's like I know her job is being a dick and an ass to her, so
Let's see.
yeah. And then, so like I said, this is just one of the many characters that are going to show up. I made that foot too thin.
The final problem was the book that, spoiler alert, where Sherlock Holmes dies off.
Mm-hmm.
So he could dedicate. So Conan Doyle could dedicate more time to his historical novels.
Yeah, that's why he did that.
Counting on how readers were going to react to this event. That sounds like every single time Marvel or DC kills off one of their characters, and then they're like, "Oh, we got to bring them back because people got upset."
Yeah, I don't see the point. It's like you're gonna kill character, kill the freaking character. Don't daddle too much on it. It's like you're gonna. I think that's the thing. Was Ultimate Spider-Man is that they had switched to Miles, but for whatever reason they decided to bring back Peter, even though Peter should have been dead quite a bit. And then Miles was like, why the hell did you come back? Why did you let me go through all this crap? And I'm like, yeah, why did you, Peter?
Oh boy! According to Screen Rant, oh boy,
what now?
Yeah. Oh, it's according to the BBC. So it's Screen Rant quoting the BBC. It sounded like apparently. But according to the BBC, more than 20,000 readers canceled their subscriptions to Strand magazine after Sherlock's death.
Oof.
20,000. Wow.
Man, that's what
and the magazine barely survived after that, to the point where the staff referred to this as the quote, the dreadful event, unquote. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. 20,000.
Yeah. You'll be amazed.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know. So I didn't realize that it was the. Maybe if I knew this as a child, I'd forgotten that it was like part of that was actually started out in a magazine or a newspaper or something. I put that in the. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Some people
I'll put the link in the chat just so that because I like to cite my sources. I don't want people, just read the thing on here.
People are legitimately into when they're into a character, they're into a character. This is what.
20,000. Wow.
Yeah, this is why people are up in arms when they don't portray characters like they should. Marvel, DC, and so on and so forth.
And then now, like there must be millions of people who know about Sherlock Holmes now.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, like I said, there's just a lot of these characters are going to show up in some form. In drop the universe, but it taking a different form, obviously, because I don't want to sit there and use the entire. Welcome back, dude.
Well, hey, Kias.
All right, guys. I think I actually they're calling me.
Oh no! Right as Gias shows up.
Just as Gias shows up. Well, if y'all give me a few minutes, I could come back and we'll do a part 3.
Oh boy, yeah. That might be kind of complicated for me.
Yeah, it's all right, guys. It's all right.
I think I did put my link in the.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, are you planning on being there 8 p.m. Eastern,
tomorrow.
7
Yeah, tomorrow
Central.
I plan to be on your show tomorrow.
Excellent. Thanks. Really appreciate that. Still
Mhm.
trying to come up with a name for the show, for tomorrow's show. I'll just put the link in the
Great Sleesakian depression. No.
I'm trying to find
Okay, and then in any case,
yeah, I
no worries,
want to
dude.
find you. I want to find your show before we end things, so that
Yeah.
how do I prevent it from?
Okay. Okay. So
There we go. That's the links. The links right there in the chat to the Lorenzo Sleestack channel. Please,
so we'll be
show your support if at all possible.
Mm-hmm. If you like what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, I definitely do that to this channel as well. This channel takes a priority over my channel.
All right. And hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get notifications when I come on. I will also be here tomorrow. Well, not on my channel, but on Lorenzo's channel. The second variety show, 7 p.m. Texas time, 8 p.m.
Eastern
Sleestack time.
Yeah, Eastern time,
or better known as Sleestack time. And then,
I think then that's 5 Pacific.
So you can find
I know it's a little early, but I appreciate the people on the West Coast, the United States, who tune in as well.
Yeah. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, of course, here on YouTube, and on Patreon at the Tech Corner. Be aware that the Patreon site is a not safe for work Wookiees site, not safe for work. And you can also find me on Picardo at on picardo.tv/tech. Please be aware that it is also not safe for work, and those are on Tuesdays and Fridays between 4 and 8. And then
yeah, I really enjoy watching those. Not just because it's not safe for work, but I do think I really enjoy watching you draw, and it's fun. Who is it who sometimes plays video games on there? Is it
Cal?
Yeah,
is
Cal?
Cal? Okay, Atheist.
Okay, I get Cal and Cap confused sometimes.
Yeah.
And so here I put your Picardo link in the chat.
Sweet. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.
Take care, everybody.
Take it.